Now you understand, Maverick, you're supposed to be listening to me, right? All right, buddy, let's try it again. All right, sorry about that delay. I'm gonna break the video up into 2 videos now because Maverick found a friend and decided not to listen to me. But it all turned out pretty well. They just became friends. But in some cases, you know that the dogs can get into a fight just like people can. All right, with that, we made it up high again. So let me get back to the discussion about dosages that you should be talking to your doctor if you still have one, and dosages you should consider if you are basically being your own doctor. I was talking about the rifampin before and how I had taken it up to 900 milligrams, back down to 600 again. Feeling much better on 600, so I'm going to recommend that to you as well. Important information. You need to be taking it on a very empty stomach, meaning it has to be, 2 hours after a meal or 1 hour before a meal. And you'll know if it's being absorbed into your system because your urine will change color significantly, orange or red color. So if it's not changing color, that means it's not being absorbed, which means you're probably taking it with food. So it's really important that you do not take rifampin with any food in your stomach. It needs to be absorbed on an empty stomach. Then moving on to doxycycline. Normal prescription dose of doxycycline would be 100 milligrams twice a day. And I'm sorry, the rifampin has a very short half-life. It's only about 4 hours. It's my suggestion that if you have the ability to break it apart into a minimum of 2 doses per day, I recommend it. You'll read online some people doing single doses. That doesn't seem to make sense to me because the half-life is so short, but you know, to each their own. You might have to play with it and see what works for you. And maybe a 600 milligram single shot at night so that you can be uncomfortable in the middle of the night, but to be able to function the next day will work for you. But keep that in mind, and you're gonna need to play with it, which is not unusual because that's basically what the doctors do, right? Except they're really slow. You go tell them that you're struggling, and then they tell you, well, let's change the way you're dosing yourself. So as you can tell, I'm pretty much a doctor cynic at this point. They're not very useful. All right, head back down, Maverick. Let's go. So with that, let me get back onto doxycycline. Normal dosage is 100 milligrams twice a day. On the rifampin, I'm going to suggest you, instead of twice, maybe 3 times per day. That one you can take with food. And you can take it in combination with the rifampin. You can take them at the same time, as my understanding. But again, if you have a doctor, check with your doctor. If you don't, and you are wise enough to procure this medication, then, you know, just play with it. Make sure it works for you. But it is also important that you expect to feel worse, especially in the first week of rifampin, because you'll have die-off symptoms. You'll be killing off a lot of parasites and their innards, and the chemistry will hurt your body. You also got to pay attention to things like flu-like symptoms, fevers and chills, and other things that may indicate that your liver is in a toxic overload. If you have any liver issues already, then none of this protocol is going to work for you because it could subject you to, you know, possible death. So you got to be able to get the toxins out of your body. I've also found that when I'm feeling really poopy from the Herxheimer's and die-off symptoms, that a really hot bath in mineral salts like Epsom salt is very helpful. It actually gets me right back on my feet. So entertain different ideas to get the toxins out of your body when you start this program and continue it. And with that in mind, you know, tuberculosis, for example, is a bacterial infection that rifampin works on. And typically they'll have you take it for a minimum of 6 months. Now, because we don't know precisely what we're dealing with you, what I'm going to suggest is that you try to entertain feeling it out. When you stop feeling the die-off symptoms, you know, continue the protocol for another, I'd say at least 2, maybe 3 weeks, and then take yourself off and see if you've got your solution. I might go so far as to say a minimum of 2 months in order to just be really confident that you've gotten to what you're dealing with. But again, it's important to know that we're all dealing with different things. So all the suggestions I've made are just that. They're suggestions for you to talk to your doctor about or to entertain on your own if you're without a doctor now. And again, I'm just hopeful that I can help even just a few people out there get out and about again and start living your life, because this awful disease and disorder is claiming so many lives. And whether people are choosing to take their own life or just try to live with it, it's not a life anymore. So this is why I'm taking the effort to make this channel. I'm not concerned about it becoming popular. I'm just interested in helping a few people find life again. And hopefully you're that one. So, you know, reach out to me. Give me a comment. I'm using somebody else's channel in order to maintain some anonymity. But if you leave a message there in the comment section, I'll eventually get it. So just be patient and I'll happily reach out to you. And just know that you've got a brother that understands what you're going through. And I'll even gladly talk to people around you if there's a low level of belief about what you're going through. But most importantly, just have hope. Know that there is a solution. There are doctors that are working on it, and there's greater understanding about this issue, and the awareness is increasing dramatically. So hope is on its way, and there may even be some better studies that are going to come out, and it will have me adjust my suggestion to you. But in short, I'm a walking example that you can recover some from this, and my prayer is that I have found the cure, and I won't know that for quite some time. So stick with me. I'm going to continue to make some additional videos about our immune system and what we need to do to try and recover from that. My homework on that is ongoing. There's not a lot of information, and most of the approaches are holistic. The good news is the oxymetrine that I recommended in the last video is something that's supposed to help bolster your immune system and reset it. Apparently the rifampin does as well. So I'll just pray that these medications work for you in restoring your immune system, and that you can then enter back into life and not be concerned about catching every bug, every sniffle, every virus that you come in contact with. But anyway, I just thank you for listening with me. Hope you enjoyed the walk, and I pray that you're hopeful today. Take care. I'll talk to you.